The Gina and Matty podcast.
Let's get into some news that Suze didn't use. The fabulous Susie Thompson, who you hear at the top and the bottom of the hour here at Star 104.5. The Coast's premier journalist.
She's amazing.
I don't know why anyone would get their news from anyone else.
And local, you know, she gives us something local.
Yeah. Like other news, just generic.
Yeah.
Oh, not
Cut and
Susie
paste.
Thompson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a network feed. Not Susie Thompson.
No.
She's just over there.
Yeah.
Through the glass.
Live.
Looking at what are the pressing issues for you here on the Central Coast. But she has time restrictions.
Yeah.
You know,
can't
so
fit
she can't
everything.
fit everything in. And sometimes there's some stories that Suze goes, nah, I can't use those. My name's Suze. I do the news and I can't use those. So that's why I choose to bring you the news that Suze didn't use.
Who's?
Suze's news that she didn't use. Yeah. All right. Let's kick things off with a candy-loving British man. Now, he joked about wanting to be buried in a certain themed coffin while he was alive, and it was his dying wish. Now, his family thought it was a bit of a joke,
Yeah.
but then it was in his will. Paul Broom, who worked as a care assistant at a home for adults with learning disabilities, would often allude to the nutty idea that he would like to be buried in a coffin looking like a Snickers bar. And that is exactly what they have done for him. It looks like a half-opened Snickers bar, and on the side of the coffin it says, "I'm nuts." And that was his final request, and he's getting
that's
buried in that,
cute.
which is really sweet. The relatives organised the coffin that was designed to look like the partially unwrapped Snickers bar. He got his dying wish. So how good is that?
That's cute. I've never once given any thought to what that might be.
I wanted to get fireworks. Have you seen the ones where they shoot your ashes out into a firework?
That is so you, and you can sing Katy Perry's Baby You're a Firework.
So I'd pre-record myself singing it and force
Yes.
everyone else to listen to me go,
Yes.
"Baby, I'm a firework."
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. How's the ego on him? Everyone stand around. Matt wants to be shot into the sky as a firework.
Does everyone have to wear sequins?
Oh, absolutely. Jazz hands, left, right and centre. Finish it off with a number from Guys and Dolls. Hey, look, the Cronulla Sharks and the South Sydney Rabbitohs have opened investigations after the South Sydney mascot, better known as Reggie the Rabbit, was accused of punching a 9-year-old in the face during the Rabbitohs' loss at Shark Stadium on Saturday. Now, just reading that, you're probably going, why is he laughing? Right?
Yeah.
He didn't really punch him in the face.
It's a little.
It could have been a high five gone wrong.
It was a high five gone wrong, I think, because where are his eyes?
That's exactly
his
right.
eyes are probably up high.
Yeah.
And he was just feeling for the kid.
Now, Reggie the Rabbit is famous in the NRL circles. The person, I hate to spoil the magic, but the person inside Reggie the Rabbit is Charlie Gallico, and Charlie is 80. And Charlie has been Reggie the Rabbit for years.
Are you kidding?
Now,
How beautiful.
This 9-year-old kid, we've seen the footage here.
Oh.
He's there, and then Reggie the Rabbit gives him a little push, like the softest push.
Yeah.
And then a security guard comes over and reprimands the kid as well.
Yeah.
Now, there's obviously, this is all allegations that's getting looked into. But as someone who has spent a lot of time on the side of fields at the footy, around mascots and around young kids,
Yeah.
they can get a little rat baggy.
Yeah.
They can get a little rat baggy. So he might have been the straw that broke the camel's back and just gave him a
Maybe.
little push. But I would hardly say it was a punch in the face. When contacted by the Herald on Sunday evening, the Sharks chief executive Dino Mezzatesta said that he'd been made aware of the situation, was yet to be briefed on the incident. Police are involved now as well.
Oh, stop it.
Like, just move on.
I
Anyway.
just hope that 80-year-old mascot guy is okay. This is probably causing him so much stress.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I really hope nothing more comes of it. Hey, look, we might unpack the rest of this tomorrow because we're a bit short on time, but the top 5 sleep trends of 2025 that are doing the rounds on TikTok and Instagram have been put to the test by some experts. We might unpack that tomorrow on the show. But another story that has been doing the rounds is, for some reason, Sunrise are covering this every 20 minutes, it feels like, when you should wash your gym clothes.
Big news.
Oh, my God.
Big
Is there
news.
nothing else going on in the news sphere today?
Every time I turn around, it's what the TV's behind me in the studio. Every
Yeah.
time I turn around, it's what they're talking about.
Like, then they're getting an expert on. They had one of their roving reporters out on the street running, trying to find people exercising, like, on
To ask
location,
them.
running with the microphone. So how often do you... It's not really that difficult a question, but the thing is, right, so a couple of weeks ago, a German research study came out and said that you should only wash your gym clothes every 3 weeks or something.
What?
I know. Germans. Bit
Stop.
weird, bit weird.
Stop.
Bit weird.
But how stinky. Oh, my God.
Wash them after you've worn them.
Yes, if you sweated in them, wash them.
Research done.
Yes.
Study finished.
And maybe use some of that odour eater stuff. Chuck a bit of that in as well.
Oh, my God. And if it starts to smell, put it in the bin, because you cannot get sweat smell out of your gym clothes.
You cannot.
No, it's done. Anyway, someone got paid big money to commission that study, and they could have just asked us and it would have been done in 30 seconds.
Exactly.
Gina and Matty.
This weekend gone, action-packed for this guy.
Yeah, you're
Oh, boy.
so busy.
So busy. Well, in a good way. In a good way. I love it. So Friday night, I went along to the opening night of Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
So for those who have been listening to the show for a while will know that in 1998, I starred in a production of Guys and Dolls myself at my high school, the Cromer High School, 1998 performance.
Everybody knows that.
Oh, it's a critical acclaim.
Yeah.
From my parents. And luckily enough, I was asked to do the story for Channel 7 Sydney Weekender, which went to air last night on Channel 7. So on Friday night, it's very, very fancy. So it's the red carpet, it's opening night. The who's who is there, walking behind Samantha Jade and Celeste Barber and David Campbell.
Oh, my God.
Sylvia Jeffries, Tom Burlinson, all the names of theatre. And
You were
as
all
well
done
as-
up to the nines?
Done up to the nines. Went along with our mutual friend Loz because my wife was. We're going again for my birthday. I'd already bought tickets.
Yeah.
Right. And Bella's like, I don't need to say it twice. This is your thing. And I was like, okay. It was very last minute. And I was like, okay. Pulled a friend of ours off the bench. She came along with us, and it was an absolute cracking night. The show is fantastic. Pre-show, we got taken in off the red carpet, and you go into this fancy area where there's canapes, and there were just an open bar, and our mate was just losing her mind over the open bar. And I was
She loves a
"Ease
free
up, Tiger.
drink."
Ease up, Tiger. It's a long night, right? Put the bubbles down." Anyway, she's trying to make friends with Pip Edwards, who's the behind PE Nation, big socialite in Sydney. He used to date Michael Clark, and they're over there bonding about how hot it is, and the room we were in, and everyone's just sweating. If there was a wet T-shirt competition, because it was so hot on the harbour, so it's like the sun is just belting right across.
Yeah.
And I had a white shirt on. I had my jacket and pants and bow tie, and I took that off. I lost the bow tie straight away, and I had about 4 buttons undone by 7:30.
Yeah.
It's just I looked like one of Jamie Jury when he was a stripper. And if I took my jacket off, it would have been see-through. I was just wet.
I hate that
Right,
when
anyway.
you know you got armpit sweat. You got to hide it.
Just commit to the jacket. I was just I've just got to commit. And they're like, why don't you take it off? I was like, you don't want to see what's under here
No.
if I take it off. And it was lovely. A little bit embarrassing for me as well, because I've been playing up to the fact that I was in my high school production of it and doing a bit of stuff on the socials. And I was walking back from the bar, and someone who looked very important you know how you can see someone, you go, you're theatre. Everything about you just screams theatre. Just dressed beautifully. He had these
Glasses.
Really thick brim
I
glasses.
knew you were going to say that.
And he came up to me, he's like, I have been really enjoying your content on the socials and on the radio. I was like, embarrassed straight away. I just read. If I wasn't hot at before, I was hot then. He's like, I'm the director of this production.
Oh,
and
my
I was like,
God.
okay. Because I hope it lives up to your expectations. I'm sure it will. Thank you. And then we went and sat down, and we were sitting with this lovely couple next to us. He works for the AFR, Australian Financial Review, and we're getting chatting. And our friend who was with us, she needed to go to the loo at one point while the show was on.
Because she drank so much champagne.
Correct. And then because the way that the show's set up, you are sitting outside. So it's an open air theatre. The stage is on the water. So the stage is on the water, and you're sitting at Fleet Steps in Botanical Gardens in Sydney. So weather pending, it was a beautiful night, but it can be, disastrous. So it's pitch black. The show's on. She goes to the loo, and then I see her come back, and she's just walked past where she was meant to come up to come sit there, and then I see her go back again, and then she goes back again,
it's so
and I'm like, oh my
embarrassing.
God, this is amazing. She has no idea where I am, so I'm doing a bit of the sticking my hand up, trying not to disrupt. Like, I'm up here. I'm over here. But the show's on, they're going, luck be a lady tonight. And I'm trying to go, over here. Anyway, she finally saw me. And then it came to intermission and we were chatting to the people. And we had that awkward thing where they thought we were together.
Yeah.
Right. And the first time they said it, we just let it go. We're like, oh, how cute was it when your partner couldn't find where she was going?
Yeah,
okay, that's great. Anyway, and then we're talking about what we do and the hours we work, and obviously, and she goes, it must be really hard on you two as a couple doing that. Like, we really have to call it now that it's not. And then they felt terrible. I'm like, no, it's fine. I've just left my wife at home with the 3 kids, and I'm just out with this young blonde. It's so fine. It's totally normal. I'm like, they totally think we're having an affair. They totally think that we're having sex. Oh, we won't tell anyone. No, it's not like that. It is not like that.
Oh my God.
Theatre people.
Theatre.
Throw it around a bit.
Theatre people would maybe.
So that was fantastic. Had a great night. So if you are keen, I highly recommend it. And then, so on Saturday, I had where I was working at the Waratahs game. They broke the streak against the Brumbies. And then yesterday, I was working for the Seagulls down at 4 Pines Park where they had a win. But Saturday, finished work, doing all the ground announcing, interview the players after, and then, so that's at Allianz Stadium. And then I park over in Fox Studios down in Sydney. That's where the car park is. So you walk back, and that car park is a nightmare to get out of. Like, it can take an hour after a game. There's 20-odd thousand people there. So I'm sitting there, I'm getting closer and closer to the boom gates, waiting to get out. And then I'm just sitting there, I'm just in my own world, and then I hear the handle of the passenger door of my car, and it locks. So, it's the car that I have, when you start the engine, you start driving, the doors all lock, right? So, and I hear it just go, and I've just gone,
oh my gosh.
And there's a guy standing there, and he's not looking at me, but he's sort of looking back, and then he goes, trying to open the passenger door
Is
again.
Is your heart pounding?
Racing. Absolutely. I'm like, and then he looks in, and then I just go, wind the window down about 3 inches, right? I was like, you right, mate? And he's like, oh my God, sorry, bro. And I was like, are you all right? He's like, oh, my missus has the same car. I thought it was her. She said she was in the queue to get out of the traffic, and I thought it was that. I'm so sorry. I said, oh, you scared the absolute out of me, mate. He's like, oh, gosh, I don't even know where she is now. He's like, are you going to Cronulla? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not. He's like, oh, that's a shame. I said, I'm going the opposite direction. He goes, oh, hang on. You're the guy from the field, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, what a shame. I'd much prefer to be in the car with you. I think I'm in the bad books with the missus. I've drunk too much and I don't even know where she is. Oh, my gosh, I'd much prefer to get in the car with you. I was like, oh, mate, if I was going your way, I'd give you a lift. But I was just like, thank God. I thought I was about to get mugged.
Well, this might have been his ploy. Maybe he still was going for that.
No, he looked like, then I was just watching him in the rearview mirror, just looking around. I was like, oh, boy, you are going to absolutely cop it when you get into the right car.
Gina and Matty.
Can you play some romantic music, please? Oh, it was at the ready.
Hey, fast fingers over here.
So Friday, as you know, was my husband and my 26th wedding anniversary.
Well done, Rod.
I know, right? First thing I did when I left here was have a blood test.
Oh, how romantic.
For different reasons, not because I'm married. But so I'm sitting there. It took an hour and a half waiting. I think I just went on the wrong day at the wrong time. And I'm sitting there thinking...
I said to you, I think one of the last things I said to you before you walked out, I was like, oh, it won't take long. Surely there's not that many people there.
An hour and a half I waited. But I took my laptop and I did some work, so it didn't worry me as much as some of the old people.
Were they cracking it?
Yeah, some of them. So I was sitting there typing away and thinking to myself, this time, 26 years ago, I was with my mum and my best friend Nat, my cousin Julie, hanging out, getting ready to go to the hairdresser to get our hair and makeup done. Then I went home finally after the hour and a half of waiting for the blood test. Ate something boring, thought this time, 26 years ago, I was having croissants and champagne with my mum and my bridesmaids, Nat. Hello, Nat. She's probably listening. 3:40 rolled around. Whoops. Thought to myself, this time 40 minutes ago, 26 years ago.
Is it because you were napping that you lost track of time?
Yeah. We were in the Anglican church in Gosford getting married. Oh, one of my, obviously, best days of our whole life. Then 5:55 rolled around and my husband walked in already dressed beautifully because he knew he was going to be a bit late. And we went out to dinner. 6 o'clock dinner suits me.
How good is a 6 o'clock dinner?
I love a 6 o'clock dinner.
In and out. Although you are eating with kids sometimes, but probably not where you were.
Not where
eating.
we went. And you know what? Ever since we've been married, I can feel Rod that he's about to come home, and I can feel that he's close. I've just got this sense with
You
him.
can feel it in your waters.
Yeah, I can. And it's been 30 years since we first got together, because we were together for 4 years before that. I only just realised that this morning when I went, married 26, together for 4 before that, 30 years together this year. And honestly, my heart still skips a beat when he walks in. It really, really does. And his face still
Is that the irregular
lights up.
heartbeat, or is that because of Rod?
It's a little from column A,
right.
a little from column B.
Okay.
His face still lights up when he sees me, and he does the biggest smile. And we are just so lucky. We have such a big, big love. He's a beautiful, beautiful, kind human. Everybody he meets falls in love with him, and I'm just so lucky to be his wife. I absolutely adore him. And anyone's listening thinking, I wish I had a marriage like that. It's hard as well, but it's a big, big love. So we went to Swells in Terrigal.
Fancy.
So Swells is, probably everyone listening knows where it is. It's opposite the car park in Terrigal and upstairs, and you overlook the ocean. And when you get there as early as we do, you get a good view.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful.
The weather was belting on Friday
So
afternoon.
it was raining at first, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, because we
Cleared right up.
booked to sit outside, but then they close it down so you don't get rained, and it cleared up
Yeah.
beautifully. I got all dressed up in a new dress.
Oh.
Rod looked high heels. Rod looked gorgeous. We had a margarita, seafood platter, oysters.
Hello.
Oh, it was so delicious and so romantic. Walked along the esplanade and bought some lollies for dessert. Went home, asleep on the lounge by 8:30. I love you, Rod.
The Gina and Matty Podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.